What the fuck is going on, y'all? It's episode 17 of Primo Sports. We in the building, putting out more content. Last episode that was recorded, couple of little technical issues, way too much to get into details about. But we out here, man. We back. It's your host, Jake Spreading Love, and I'm with my co-host.
You already know, man. It's your Primo Lex, man, and welcome back to another episode of Primo Sports, where it's all game and no hype.
So, we had an action-packed game yesterday, Thursday night. Unfortunately, your boy didn't come up on any bread. Fucked me over, pause. But, we had the San Francisco 49ers being the Los Angeles Rams 26-23 in overtime.
Nail biter.
That's two Thursday nights where it's a divisional, and it's actually going to be three in a row because the next one's going to be my team, the Giants, versus the Eagles on Thursday night. But listen, as far as the game last night, and honestly, the one the week before was Seattle and Arizona, both go down to the wire. I mean, Thursday nights are producing. I'm not gonna lie, they kind of holding it down right now. So how you feel about Thursday night games in general?
I think that this season they got it right. They're getting it right. You know what I mean? They're starting to really put the teams that are the competitive teams out there now on the Thursday night games. So yesterday and last week you had two, like you said, two rivalry games, two divisional games with two teams that are at the top of their divisions. So to see that head to head on a Thursday night, I mean, what more can you ask for, really? You know, as a football fan, last year, you know what I mean, since when they first got the, Thursday night thing going, it wasn't really as impactful. You know, people weren't really feeling the games, so they waited really until Sunday to watch football. But now it's like you can really watch football gladly, all three of these days now. Like you really don't want to miss a game now, especially for like next week, because next week you got another one.
Yeah,
Eagles and Giants. What more can you ask for?
yeah,
Like
yeah.
that as a fan of football,
Definitely producing.
this is great. And I think this the season overall has been great because we've been seeing teams just come out of nowhere.
Yeah, nah, no bullshit.
They've been coming out of nowhere. You got players that are coming out of nowhere. People, San Fran made some moves. They got this dude born off the Pats, and he ended up showing up yesterday. Mac Jones showing up yesterday.
It's actually been showing up
You know what I'm
ever since
saying? Ever since.
Purdy's been hurt.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So now, like going further into the season, are we questioning who's the starter now?
I mean, at this point, I would because I mean, Brock Purdy. Yeah, we've been to the Super Bowl with you, but it's not really been crazy, man. You know, what I mean, the numbers ain't really there.
For
Nothing to
me,
stand it. It's not like when I look at the skill set, I'm not seeing too much different that Mac Jones can do in that system. Listen, he was a first round draft pick for a reason. So, and he played in fucking Alabama.
hmm
So this is like.
this might work for him.
He played when you play for Alabama. I'm not gonna say it's the NFL, but it's as close as you could get. Because the teams you're gonna face in the SEC is crazy. So it's really tough competition, and I think that's what really got him prepared for these moments. I think he comes through first season for the Pats, goes to the Pro Bowl. But even in that, it was questionable on whether he was really
hmm
that good. I mean, they had the game where he threw like three passes
Yeah, when
and
we
they
played
won
Buffalo,
and they
and we
won
ended
in
up
the
winning.
snow. Like
I
so,
thought that was just like as far as this. I know it sucked for the fans, but for just football wise, with Mac never playing in that type of environment up in Buffalo, I thought that was just a smart move. You know what I mean? Fuck it, just run the ball, kill the fucking clock, because we didn't have the offense anyway. Keep
mm,
their defense on the fucking field. Fuck
yeah, the strategy. But it's
it.
gonna make people question whether you're that guy because I don't think anybody else that's really like that's gonna only throw the ball three times, regardless of you know rookie status. It just made I'm just saying a perspective that people probably had on it. For me, I was like, nah, he's a good quarterback. I didn't think that he was like a great quarterback. I mean, I still not fully convinced on whether he's a great quarterback, but I was like, nah, he's solid. Obviously, get to the playoffs your first year, Pro Bowl your first year, but shit start dropping off, and I don't know if that's like maybe it could be a pressure thing, where you playing, but then at the same time, it's got to be a system thing from the way I'm seeing it. It's certain systems for certain players. At the end of the day, you see Daniel Jones over there thriving with the Colts, even though they took an L, it was still a competitive game.
That was a
Um,
close game too, though.
so I just think that these people that these quarterbacks are finding the right spots. Baker Mayfield is working for him. And I think as far as even Sam Darnold is another case already in Seattle making an impact. So now you gotta look at even that division. It's kind of crazy because now you got San Fran beating LA. You still got the Cardinals that's 2-2, so it's not like
Hmm.
they're 0-2 in the division.
I
But
think everybody's like a game behind the
yeah,
Rams.
so
Like, you know what I mean? Because I think what? Because last
well
night,
now the Rams are like I
I mean,
would say
not the Rams. I mean the 49ers, because the Rams are what, 3-2 now, right?
yeah, but Seattle's 3-1.
And
So
so
now
they're tied, right?
yeah, I think
So yeah,
yeah.
these two. So then you got Arizona at 2-2, and then Seattle, Arizona, the 49ers. Who's that fourth team
What? Seattle
in
49ers.
the West? Who's that fourth team?
Well, I don't know which ones you named so far.
Seattle, Arizona, the Niners,
And the Rams.
and the Rams.
Yeah.
So yeah, and two of those are 2-2.
Yeah.
The Cardinals and the Rams now, right? Yeah, so that's a tough division right now. That's probably the toughest division in
Well,
football.
now technically the Niners are technically in first now because they've played a game more because they played on Thursday. So they're 4-1 and Seattle's 3-1.
Right.
So
It's a tough it's still tough. You know what I mean? Like that division is probably the toughest right now. From within these first four games, that's probably
it's
the
gonna be
toughest.
competitive to the end. I just feel like,
Yeah, you know.
especially, we had the game is, maybe Marvin Harrison Jr. is gonna start to emerge or something. Maybe that's he kind of needed that touchdown, and even though they took the L, maybe that's gonna awaken something where it's like, it's not just Trey McBride. It's like, it's also, I mean, it should be MSJ at the end of the day. You gotta give it to him, So they gotta figure that out. But I think they will. I mean, in LA, they got fucking weapons like crazy. Like, yo, Puka Nakua, this motherfucker get like 14 catches a game, bro. He's insane.
Like there's a reason why they got rid of Cooper Cup.
Yeah, like
You know what I mean?
yeah, man, Cooper. But look at
And look
Cooper
at
still in
Cooper's
the.
balling.
He not. I want to say he's hooping. He's not balling.
He's not what he
But
once
Seattle
was.
is balling.
But you know
And
what
he's
I'm
on a
saying?
balling team. Seattle.
He's doing what he has to do for that
He
team.
come
You
through
know
and
what I'm
get some
saying?
catches and
Because
shit,
he's
but
not he's not the number one receiver no more.
Yeah.
But he's that dude that is definitely a security blanket right now. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like you need a 35, 37, you throwing the ball.
He still got solid hands, you know what I'm saying? He
He gonna
probably,
get there.
he's gonna still catch the ball reliably. He just doesn't have, the breakaway speed or like anything like that like he used to. But LA, Puka Nakua, Kyron Williams, even though he fucked up, you fucking
And you still
pissed
got
me off.
Devontae Adams out
You
there.
have Devontae Adams. This is what I'm saying. Devontae Adams comes through and gets like 4 catches for like 70 yards within just a quick spurt of shit.
Yeah.
Because and that's why
Route
Nakua,
running,
and
bro.
that's the reason why Nakua is actually getting this many catches too. He was already kind of doing that in the previous year, but now it's even more because you cannot you gotta watch Devontae Adams. Like
You have
can't
to.
you have to, and when you don't, he come through and he make catches too. And Matthew Stafford, I mean, he's playing phenomenal football right now. Phenomenal. I'm talking 3 touchdowns, back-to-back games. So 2 games with 6 touchdowns. The yards are 275 plus yards.
Mm-hmm.
somebody picked him up on fantasy. That's this guy. You know what I mean? And this guy's 2-2 now. And my man's got me 25 points yesterday to start off the week. So we looking good. I'm not also like glazing shit because he's my fancy quarterback. I'm talking about the throws, the swagger, like he really just be throwing accurate ass passes, and they are like it's like they're veteran throws. Like he knows he's gonna fit it in that window. Pause. He knows that he knows it's gonna go over the defender's hand slightly and just drop right in the bread basket. Like he's really like that. I'm gonna be real. Yo, Matthew Stafford is really like that. But Mac Jones was really going, toe to toe with them, moving the
Yeah.
ball crazy. The weapons over there. I mean, they have almost everybody's hurt. But now you got Kendrick Bourne re-emerging, reborn, as you
With
would
those
say.
words. Yeah.
And Christian McCaffrey's still Christian McCaffrey. CMC still CMC. So you good.
And he did his thing yesterday.
And they got a crazy old line. So the system is working. Like I feel like honestly, and this ain't a slight at Mac Jones, but I feel like you could plug in a decent amount of quarterbacks on that team and they're
And
gonna
they would do all
thrive.
right.
I'm gonna be real. As long as you could probably, make an accurate throw, the way the play calling is set up by Kyle Shanahan is like some people are open. There's some like they open every time. Like he just knows how to create, a play that ends up, Kendrick Bourne had fucking like you think about somebody already has if they're at fucking 7 catches for 80 plus yards or whatever, you're like, okay, maybe we should lock in on this guy. But no, he ends up with like 6 more catches and shit. Like and and even more yards. So how do you let that happen? Is because you can't really stop it from happening because the play calling is what's allowing him to be open.
Yeah.
But it's also because of him too. He has good speed and he has the skill set, but he needed the system that would let him thrive with that skill set.
And he was able to create space too. You know what I mean? To get open on a lot of those catches. And it just makes me think about thinking about Devontae Adams because I actually have him on my team. And he got me 13.8. It would have been great if he would have got a touchdown.
Yeah,
But 5 receptions, 88 yards.
that's what I'm saying.
You
He
feel
did
me?
that shit like
And it makes me think of the fact that it's
quick too.
quick and it's the route running, bro. It's the route running. He's like if you watch how he's running these routes, bro, it's damn near perfect, bro. It's damn near perfect. It's so crisp. You know what I mean? To where it's like, oh, you're right there. Boom. And you know he's gonna catch it because he has sure hands.
Yeah,
And I think that route running is also helping Natua get wide open, you know what I'm saying, and get these catches because it's creating more space for him. Because you have to honor Devontae Adams.
yeah,
You have to because you already know what he's gonna bring to the table. You already know if you let him go, he can go for a streak like that. 5 catches, 88. That could be 6 catches for 100 and some change in a tutty.
yeah. If he's like,
Easy,
yeah,
easy,
yeah, yeah,
because and especially with a quarterback like Matt Stafford who knows how to get his receivers the ball,
yeah,
who can actually create something. You know what I'm saying? Either out of the pocket or in the pocket. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So just to
Straight
see,
back.
yeah, it's just veteran. Just we know how to do this. We know how to
Yeah,
play the game, and I'm gonna make it easy for you because now Devontae doesn't have to be the number one guy. He can do this. He can do this for you year round.
yeah.
Five receptions,
He just
88 with a tutty.
he just trying to get a chip, man. At
That's
this
all
point,
he
that's
won at
all he
this
wants
point.
is a chip, and that's all he needs.
Really?
To really solidify. I mean, he's already a Hall of Famer anyway, but I mean, this will put him up there with the greats. You got to put him like get that ring. He's still like like he's up there with the greats because like when it comes to the skill set, it's like a Tracy McGrady. It's like, yo, you're up there with the greats because I know like your skill set, you can play with all of them or better than them in certain moments.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't got the chips, so you don't really get to chill with them though. Like they go past you like, alright, bro.
They stop and
We
talk to you and say what
yo
up because they
was good.
respect it.
Yeah, nah, was good. Nah, I gotta go over there with not like, well, he got a ring.
Yeah, because
You don't
the
really
damage him and Aaron Rodgers was doing out there for the Packers for so many years was fucking hell on defenses, bro. It was hell.
Yeah, nah.
And
Devontae Adams definitely is one of them.
I'm
Sure.
happy they wasn't able to recreate it back in with the Jets because I'm a New England fan, so fuck the Jets. But you know, it was a little like when he got Devontae, but it was like, nah, I ain't really fucking scared of this because it's not the same. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It wasn't the same. It
Yeah.
didn't have the same allure.
I mean, they just didn't have. Again, it's the team. It's this O line shit. You see what they're struggling right now. The Jets fucking suck.
And
They don't have no O line.
that's why
You
it's
know,
like
it's like you're done, bro. I don't care who
without
you are.
without that's why probably the O line is probably the most important thing in football. Because if you don't have an O line, you're not going to have no protection for your quarterback. And you can have the greatest quarterback known to man. But if you cannot protect him, you're not going to be able to see what he can really do.
And then you can't if you don't have a good O line, you don't have a good run game either.
You don't
So if
have
you
a
don't have
good
a good
run
run
game.
game, it's gonna fuck up, creating the pass. You know what I'm saying?
You
Like this
can't
is
like you need that. You need a great offensive line. That's one thing about like if you think about the Cowboys teams from the 90s or whatever, they had a great O line. You think of some of these other line, like even with Eli and the Giants in '07 2011. Great fucking O
we had
lines.
great run game.
Great fucking O lines.
Yeah.
Nigga was not getting touched in the playoffs,
And
bro.
then
A fucking amazing O line. And then, just I can't even think of really too many teams now that have like superior O lines. But yeah, if you don't have the
Eagles,
yeah, because they do the tush push,
Detroit,
they do
Detroit,
the tush push pretty well.
Detroit, San Fran.
But with Trent Williams and stuff, yeah, that helps. But like, yeah, if you don't have a good old line, then you don't have an offense really.
Yeah, everything's getting broken
Because
down now.
everything's gonna get
Yeah.
broke. If you want to run a pass, you're not gonna be able to pass the ball because you can't protect the quarterback. If you want to do a running play, you're not gonna be able to create any fucking holes for your running back to get through without a good O line. Like you need an O line. Like an O line and a quarterback is like your probably two most important picks that you can have.
Yeah, no, for sure. You're gonna need it. You need it for success, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
So, we can't beat around the bush though of what happened in the game that ultimately ended up kind of costing the Rams was Kyron Williams fumbling at the 1 yard line. Look, I'm not saying this shit doesn't happen. A lot of shit happens, right? There's certain shit that can't happen.
And fumbling at the one is one of them. And that would have been the game. That would have been the game winner
Yeah.
if he would have scored that. But my man ended up punching it out. And it's like, nah, you can't have that, bro. That was like with the Pats last week when we played. I can't believe my man fumbled like twice, bro. It just, I'm still hurting off of that.
Yeah.
Like we could beat the Steelers, bro. That's all I'm saying. Right now,
The Steelers are a surprise team.
bro,
Right
we
now.
could be 3-1 right now. Is all I'm saying. We're 2-2, but we could be 3-1 right now if we don't fumble the ball.
Yeah.
We don't have 4 fumbles and 5 total turnovers. If we don't do that, we win the game. But I digress. On to the next one, right? But yeah, you can't fumble at the goal line, especially in the fourth quarter with that amount of time left. It's just you can't have it. You cannot have it. That has to like now you're gonna really have to work on your goal line offense now in practice. Oh boy, like now, like do I put him in these
I mean,
situations
nah, you
now?
have to. I mean, just because he fumbled doesn't mean you don't keep. Because Kyron Williams is literally like a guaranteed touchdown every game. He had 2 touchdowns in this game alone,
No, he
but
did.
but what I'm saying is when you fumble, right, or even with y'all situation with the turnovers, right, there's just like you'll see that the football gods will not allow you to win that game because there'll be times like a team will have like 4 turnovers, right? They come back in the game and they tie it up. They still end up fucking losing because it's just not supposed to happen. When you make these mistakes, it's almost like the game, they punish you for this shit. So when he fumbled it at the 1, yes, the Rams get it back. They go down the field. They end up tying the game. Now we go into overtime. They get to like I think they were like at the 15 or some shit like that. And now it's a 4th and 1 situation. I'm next to my brother and I'm telling him, I go, he's not gonna get it. They're gonna hand it off to Kyron Williams and he's not gonna get it. And it's gonna be game because San Fran had just came down, they had the ball first and they got a field goal.
Mm-hmm.
So
And that's in that
and
field
then
goal.
I said, you know what I did? Instead of watching the game, I looked at my brother. I was just looking at him. I said, and I listened for it, and you just heard, he doesn't get it. That's some shit like that, and I'm just like, I told you, because you're not supposed to. You fumbled at the 1. The football gods shall smite you for that. They won't let you do it. Like in basketball, when you miss your free throws and shit,
That comes
you
back to
know,
haunt you.
because it has to. It literally has to. It's almost there's like a force that you don't even see it. You know what I mean? It's just some fucking
It's like
it's the sports gods, bro. It's
yeah.
basketball gods.
It's like
Football
because
gods.
it's like they gave you the opportunity to do something beforehand and you went and just fucked it up. So now you can't come back again and try to do this again and thinking that they're gonna bless you. Because then it's gonna be like, no, we just gave you that we just gave you the opportunity, bro. No. We just gave you the opportunity to end the game and you fumbled at the 1, bro.
So you can't win now, and Jay can't come up on some little bread,
You can't win now because that's just not the wave, bro. You can't do that.
Yeah, man. So, that's just how the cookie crumbles, though. We're gonna go and move on to the next topic, though. Let's start off with my boy. Welcome to the motherfucking Darty, Action Jackson. Getting the Giants their first fucking dub of the season against the undefeated San Diego. I mean, my fault. I still be on my old school shit. But
I still call them San Diego.
yeah,
Too, I mean? It's kind of you gotta get used to it. That's all.
Yeah, Los Angeles Chargers. So look, the game was, it was gritty. It was like giant football. It felt like the defense was connecting. I mean, Brian Burns, bro. I mean, he is going absolutely crazy, Spider Man. We got Dexter Lawrence, damn near getting a pick six. But then this is like where I start to crash out because he get tackled at the fucking 1, and we don't punch it in. So what I was seeing, what I saw on that particular drive was way too much, like being conservative and shit. Like you was being mad scary and shit. Like you don't want to fucking run it. You're just gonna keep running it instead of letting the kid throw something. And even throughout the game, I was kind of feeling like that. Like I'm like, I get it, first game, you gotta, but I'm like, you gotta let them sling it, pause a little bit, and they did. And has a rushing touchdown. Does a little, you know what I mean? Hit him with the little TikTok dance and shit. The kid got swagger. You know, he's got the charisma. He's got the attitude. You know, for New York, where it's like not the Eli. Like Eli had it in a different way. Like where it was just like I don't really care what y'all talking about. Like I'm just kind of chilling here, whatever. Got the little dumb face, all of that. But Jackson's like he might just say some shit back to a reporter, at you know what I'm saying, and then got the rushing touchdown. Nice little shovel pass to Theo Johnson for a passing touchdown. A good debut. I think what it also showed though was like the potential of the defense. Because we really didn't. I get it, rookie shit, but it was just a lot of running in situations that I felt like we should have just passed the ball in and just kind of let him get the feel for it because he was already confident for shit. Um, but we did have, just because we can't have nothing fucking nice. Got Malik Neighbors tearing the fucking ACL,
Yeah, that sucks, man.
and
That sucks.
it's a terrible fucking thing, man. And I'm just hoping for a speedy recovery.
Yeah, man.
Um,
Yeah, that sucks because he was projected to do some real big numbers this year. Yeah, speedy recovery, man. Any player who has to go through any type of injury, that just sucks, especially when they're a major part of the either offense or defense or just team in general. Nobody really wants to see anybody have to go down in that way. So yeah, definitely a speed recovery.
can't have anything nice.
Obviously he's gonna be, missing the remainder of the season, but hopefully he's able to come back and, be a better player. You know?
Yeah, because we're gonna need him. Dart. If it's gonna be, the Dart development. You want him to build a rapport with the star receiver, and unfortunately, he can't really do that now. But all that being said, we won the fucking game. We took out an undefeated team, which I wanted. I'm glad that he went against Comp for the first game. I don't want no little light shit. But now we about to get some light shit. I'm not gonna lie. We going against the 0-4 Saints.
Y'all can't go in there and lose.
If we lose, it's gonna be a problem. Because right now, I would probably catch a body for Jackson Dart. Respectfully. And that's just how we roll. You do some shit like that, and you did that shit at home. You know what I mean? Where my my pops is there, dog. And we got a dub. And that's what the fuck it is. So Scatterboo, shout out my dog. He be out there. It's some real, it's hood white boy shit. They got the hood white.
That's the running back, right?
Yeah, it's hood white boy shit.
He's turned up.
He be like gang and all that shit. Yo, what up, gang? All that.
He's turned up. I be seeing little clips of Buddy.
Boy be busting out the backflips, all that shit, and then Jackson Dart. He on the same wave. They asked him, yo, what song would you want to like come out to like intro? My man said Kodak Black Skrilla. In the club, I be with my nigga. All rocking on them jiggers. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't hearing that. Kodak bring the noise. That's what he want to walk into. So that's what we got right now. It's the hood white boy shit. But I just honestly feel like that's the new trend anyway. Like, white boys ain't the same no more, man. They coming in with the swag and shit. They got, it's that Jack Harlow type shit. It's just a new wave. And they mobile too. Running around. Ooh, ooh. And everybody in the NFL is running now. Only people that are like really on some pure, pretty much pure pocket shit are like Jared Goff and old ass Aaron Rodgers. Like everybody else could pretty much move in this league.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just what it is. But That's what we did. We got the dub. You know, that's my Giants breakdown, man. Hopefully next week I'll be saying the same shit, and we coming back 2-3. You know, and then ready to play a crazy Thursday night game. So I see y'all motherfuckers got a dub.
Yeah,
I am
much
saying I
needed,
went a little crazy. I ain't gonna lie.
much
I went a
needed,
little crazy.
much needed. But I do also feel like that was because of who we were playing. That was a gimme. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
you don't feel
But
too, but
I
you.
like
It's
I'm
always good
confident,
to
like
get a
I'm
dub.
good. I'm happy with the win because of what I seen on the offensive end. Once again, it's like the offense is moving. You know what I'm saying? Drake is finding people. He's hitting his receivers. Stephon had a good game. You know what I mean? Now we just got to get him into the end zone. You know what I mean? 6 receptions for I forgot how many yards, but you know what I mean? A solid amount of yards. So he's getting the ball. Drake ran one in. You know what I mean? Did his little cam joint, you know what I mean? Little Superman, I'm here, what's up?
They got
You know what I'm
swag now, bro.
saying?
I'm
So,
telling you.
you know what I mean? I liked it. The defense stepped up, you know what I mean? They showed up, and it was a solid team win. And then what really did it with, Marcus Jones, he set it off. He ended up becoming, I think, the AFC Player of the Week because he ended up, returning a punt, and then he almost returned a fucking another one back to back, which was phenomenal. So it was a great team win. And now we're on to Buffalo, right? We got to play Buffalo. They're the division leaders. We're second in the division, and we this is one of those another game where it's like, all right, now we got to really come to play. We're playing against Buffalo. We're playing against Josh Allen, and Josh Allen is already on he's on another stratosphere right now, bro. He's
Yes.
playing with so much confidence right now. He almost looks unbeatable. You feel me? But we can beat these dudes if you go in there with that type of mindset and you go out there and you execute the way you need to execute and play smart. You know what I mean? Because on any given Sunday, somebody can get beat. Any given Sunday. That's a fact. You
That's
know
a
what I'm
fact.
saying? That's a fact. So this is gonna be another test. This is gonna be a test to see how Drake shows up in this game. He's already for his second year. The way that he's balling right now, it's like a year. You might be the dude, bro. You might be the dude for us. Completion percentage off the charts. You know what I'm saying? He's giving you some yards. You know what I'm saying? And he's giving you tutties. And from the draft class that was drafted last year and that were rookies last year in their second years, and then they're in their second year right now, he's miles ahead of these dudes. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like he's miles ahead of these dudes. So then now you got him with a
I
play.
wouldn't say, well, Jaden Daniels.
Well,
Yeah.
Jaden Daniels, but
Yeah.
like he hasn't really been like great this year like that. I would
Yeah, yeah,
say.
not
You
like
know what I'm
Drake.
saying? Like
Yeah.
he not the way that Drake has been as far as consistency, completion percentage, shit like that.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, I understand.
you know what I'm saying? So it's like he's a little bit ahead of this dude. Talent wise, this you know, my man got it, you know what I mean, over there on the Commanders. But Drake holding us down right now. But this game against Buffalo is really that's gonna be the test right there. And if even if it's like we come out with I'm projecting a win. I don't give a fuck. I feel like we can go and beat these niggas. But even if we do lose, let me make it a close game. Fight. Cause then if you show that damn you fought, you're gonna put the league on notice. Even if you lose that game, it's gonna be like these niggas, they might be kind of tough, bro. You may not want to sleep on these niggas. So I think what's gonna help us win that game is obviously low penalties and controlling this clock. Gotta control the clock.
Hey, man, if you really that confident, man, I'm pretty sure y'all gonna be a good little underdog on the money line. So, like, consider that if you're really confident about that.
I gotta be confident
Yeah.
about it because just for the simple fact that it's like not being confident about it almost says that you're scared.
What you putting though? You would put 5 or 10.
Right now, I put the 5
Put the
because
five.
just because of I know who we're playing.
Yeah, I'd be realistic
You
too.
know what I'm saying? I know
Yeah.
who we're playing. I know who obviously the better team is, right? But like I said, on any given Sunday,
Okay.
y'all just came off of a win against the one of the defenses top 4 in the league,
Yeah.
and y'all beat these dudes. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
That's for sure.
Why can't we go beat these niggas? Who's to say that we can't go to Buffalo and beat Buffalo?
Yeah.
You gotta have that type of
You
confidence.
got to.
You
That's
know what I'm
true.
saying?
That
You
is true.
have to
I'm
have
not
that.
betting on it, but
You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna look at it and I'm gonna
You
go,
gotta have
oh
that
shit.
type of confidence, because if you end up turning to the game, you start seeing, oh, nah, this is a 3-point game. Yo, this is and like I said, even if it is like a damn, the past loss, but damn, they only lost by 3 though against Buffalo.
Right. That's true.
That's a okay. So these niggas is getting tough.
Yeah.
These niggas is getting tough. Got you. You gotta look out for that. That's the type of shit that you gotta look out for, because those are the type of teams that'll keep other teams out of the playoffs.
Yeah.
You feel
Yep.
me? You
Yep.
know how many teams then got fucked up because of some other team like that?
Yeah.
That's
Shit get you
going out
hot
there
too.
like, we don't care. We have nothing to lose. I don't
Shit
care.
get you hot, straight spoiled. Shit.
Like, bro, I was the year that Brady was down and we had Castle out there. You know how mad I was? We didn't make it to the playoffs with an 11-5 record
Yeah, nah. I
because
remember
we
that
lost
year
to the
too.
fucking Jets.
Yeah.
Because we lost to the fucking Jets, bro.
I remember that year, man.
11-5,
Fucking
bro.
Matt Castle, man.
We
Fucking
had
name
Matt
drop.
Castle out there balling.
Fucking name drop, man.
Matt
Yeah,
Castle
because the fucking
balling
Brady's fucking knee got fucking,
against Buffalo, I believe
yeah,
it was.
got exploded or
Fucked
some
up his
shit.
knee, hit him low. You know what I mean? Fucked up his knee, was out
Yeah.
for the year. Castle came in, and that was the same year that the Dolphins broke out the wild card on us. I was at that game. That was fucking like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But he came out there and he balled for us, bro. 11-5, and we ain't make the playoffs, fam.
Shit, speaking of knees, speaking of the Dolphins, that shit that happened to Tyreek, though, man. That motherfucking knee turned into a L. That shit was like,
Yeah, that's another
that
one.
shit was bad, man. That shit is bad. It's like,
I hate seeing knee injuries, bro. Like any type of leg injuries, I have a hard time watching them. I'm still traumatized from mine because I done had 3 of them.
yeah.
So like I'm still traumatized from mine. So when I hear that shit and I see it, it's like it always
Bro,
makes
that
me
shit was
like,
nasty.
it always makes
That
me
shit
like,
was disgusting, bro.
you know what I mean? And the way that it was looking, it was like, oh my gosh, bro. Like,
Nah, that shit was bad, man. And that fucking team is bad too. But it was just like that was just, a terrible sight to see, obviously, man. Again, we have two injuries to two fucking top receivers, man. It's gotta happen every year, but damn, it sucks when it's just like season ending and the season's still so young and you got, so much potential to do shit and
right, because it's like,
the thing was he wasn't gonna do, might as well not like might as well hurt your knee. Excuse me, but your ass might as well sit down because the Dolphins ain't gonna do a fucking thing.
no.
And bro, you gotta start thinking like, with this injury, you gotta start thinking like, yo, did I really make the right decision coming over here? If you stay with the Chiefs,
He would have been better.
I think the three-peat happens. You don't have to, what are you gonna like? It's like you can't. I understand leaving the situation, getting the bag. You gotta secure what you gotta do for the fam. You feel me? Gotta secure the bag for the family. But, that it matters what type of person you are, I guess. But like, man, if I get, man, when I win, I like to keep fucking winning.
I like winning.
That's like, so I
Winning
don't
is the
understand. That's pretty much like every human being in the fucking history of human
winning
beings.
is the shit,
So,
bro.
bro, that's why, like, Alexander the Great and all these motherfucking conquerors and shit, they just kept conquering. You think they just, oh, let me take over one spot. Nah, I'm good.
They wanted the
I'm a
world.
go. Well, I already got the bread, so I'm good. Nah, I gotta go take over another spot and another spot and another spot. So imagine, like, maybe they go to 4 in a row, win 4 in a row. The fucking team is rolling crazy. Like,
But then it's like, but then the crazy thing is with the Dolphins too is that this nigga Tua is still a liability. And what I mean by that is that if he get hit the wrong way, that could be another
You
concussion.
just scared every time, bro.
That's possibly another concussion, and it's like, do you want to keep going through this? You know what I'm saying? I know McDaniels right now is like, yo, what the fuck am I gonna do?
Bro,
I
he
just
slid. He slid during the Jets game, man, and like got hit, and it's like you the whole when it happens. As soon as it happens, you ready. You thinking it's coming. You
yeah,
know what I'm
because
saying? The
then it's
iron claw. Bro. You like
and then because then let's say I'm not wishing this upon him at all,
nah, never,
but
never wish any injury on
what
anybody,
if like Tua was to get hurt again? Who's your backup?
bro. It don't even, but it don't matter though. It don't
Who's your
matter,
backup?
Lex. It don't. He's not good anyway. He's not good. He's a mediocre.
I feel like
He's a decent quarterback.
I feel like what was it 2 years ago when they had put up like 70 on these teams, like right in the beginning of the season when they put up 70 on whoever they put
Yeah,
70 up on.
yeah.
It was like right after that, I feel like teams just got hip to whatever it is that they were
I
doing.
mean, look, even with that season, right? In that season, they were successful, but it doesn't.
You got to even
You
in
can't, bro. You're probably successful. To me, if I'm gonna guess, the reason why is because it was the first year under, you know,
and everything was brand new and
yeah,
nobody knew what the fuck was going on.
exactly. So
Right.
I think that was the case
Yeah, because I think
it's
even
not
in that
working
season,
anymore.
I feel like in that season, it was like, didn't they start off like 4-0, 5-0, something?
They were balling.
They were balling, but then it was like middle of the season, they
They
just
dropped
dropped.
off.
And it was like, nah, because teams got hit to what was going on.
Yeah.
You feel me? And then last year was last year. This year, it just seems like it just got worse.
Yes.
It just got worse because it's like you started off you're what 0-4 right now. You're 0-4. You just lost your best receiver.
Nah. They beat the Jets.
They're 1 yeah, they
Yeah,
did beat the
1-3,
Jets. So
yeah.
they're 1-3 right now. And you just lost your
Jets
best you just lost the your best receiver. So now it's like you gotta hope that Waddle is gonna he's gonna have to really step it up.
Yeah, I mean it's
You
it's
know what
gotta
I'm
be the
saying?
Waddle show at this
And
point.
Waddle, who's their tight end? What's the fuck? He is another W. He was married to this bitch, Kelsey Plum.
Oh yeah, they brought Waller back.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
him.
then Waller
Yeah,
has fucking 2 touchdowns in the
yeah,
fucking game, bro.
yeah. He did his thing. He did his thing. So it's gonna have to be him, fucking Waddle, and their running back.
But Achan's Savage though.
You know what I'm saying? It's gonna have to be them three that they're gonna have to lean on. And maybe the defense, because I mean the defense is giving up points.
Yes.
They're giving up points. So it's like now you gotta ask the defense to really step it up now because it's like, yo, we don't have this dude no more, bro. So it really affects the whole team, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like having this dude on our team, man, it fucking took us to the next level with his speed. But now that Tyreek's down, bro, it's like how are we creating this now? Like how are we creating who's gonna get the deep ball? You know what I'm saying? Because that's who we will mainly give it to, the deep ball and all like them little quick shits or whatever. So now it's gonna have to be everybody's just gonna have to step up, bro. Everybody.
Nah, it's a brutal game, man. Fucking the injuries, it happens the most in football at the end of the day. Like they're the most brutal ones. I feel like probably more frequently in the NBA, but that's just because of like sheer volume of like players playing at one time, and you got fucking back to backs. But the worst ones I feel like happen in football, man. They're pretty bad. Baseball also sucks too for like for pitchers, when they got to get Tommy John surgery and all that shit. That's always like season ending. But I think Tyreek, again, like I was saying, he just gotta evaluate this situation and be like, even if when I do come back, am I gonna still want to do this shit over here? Like, or am I gonna try to start again on a better team? Like, cause
Maybe
you
the
see
organ.
KC and look at what KC just did to Baltimore and shit. That's what I'm saying. Motherfuckers just be too quick to jump to conclusions, bro. You think KC gonna fall off? Y'all tripping, bro. It's not gonna happen. They lost 2 games in a row. They're gonna still be KC. It's still Andy Reid. It's still Pat Mahomes. Pat Mahomes is what makes the team run. And so he can change whatever. He could win a game. Not like saying like, oh, it's by himself, but he like is the one that's making the plays to make you be open. Like he's better at that than anybody else pretty much. He's the most fucking like bet he's like the best improviser out there that, and fucking we talked about it already before, but it's like your Baltimore is just
I don't know what's going on.
that's it. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. It's over. You feel me? Lamar hurt. Everybody, it is not it. You know what I'm saying? You might as well if you had any stock in the Ravens, you gotta sell it all now, and you're losing out. The profit is low. You didn't get any profit. You're in the negative. Motherfuckers might just come and fuck you up just for doing it. But that's just how it goes. That's how the cookie fucking crumbles, man. And you know, I think what's gonna happen moving forward is Kansas City's still gonna, they're reemerging with this shit, even though it sounds crazy. Like they're not, they only lost 2 games. Think they're gonna go on a little streak, and everybody's gonna be back on their fucking nuts, and then it's gonna still be they're gonna be in the playoffs, but it's gonna be shaky in that motherfucker. Cause I think San Diego is gonna have to bounce back from this loss against us.
Diego.
I mean, Los Angeles is gonna have to come back. You got the Chargers gonna have to bounce back after that. At the end of the day,
It's the
you
fucking
felt bad. I don't feel
low-key,
bad for
bro.
nobody, but you gotta look bad when you lose to us. But
yo,
come on, some shit, boy.
and it's like not for nothing, bro, because my man Tomlin goes to the fucking playoffs every year, even with a 9-8
Yeah,
record.
yo, it's
So you like
look at
the
their record. They
Steelers.
4-1.
You have to like you right now. You have to look at the Steelers like, hold
It's
on.
ugly, but they getting it done.
They like, hold on. They're winning. So you got to look at teams like the Steelers right now in the AFC. Like you said, the Chargers. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, bro. You got to look at this AFC. Just the NFL right now, I feel like is in a good place, bro. Because I feel like there's just like in the NFL, I do be feeling like there's just more balance because there's more talent on every team.
Yeah.
Opposed like in basketball, like all the talent be like on one coast. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody's out west.
Yep. Yeah.
You know what I'm
For
saying?
sure, for sure.
NFL, it's more spread out.
Yeah.
You got it's talent everywhere, and there's always that like hidden gem.
Oh yeah, fifth rounder.
You know what I'm saying? There's always a hidden gem, and he always seems to be a fucking receiver for some reason who just comes out of nowhere, and it's like, hold on, bro, I never seen this dude before. Who the fuck is this? Oh yeah, this is fucking player fucking 37. Been in the league for 3 years. Went to fucking BYU and sat on the bench for however fucking long. They threw him in the game. These last fucking 5 games, he's been getting 5 catches, 100 yards, and at least a tutty. And you're like, yo, where did he come from?
Yeah, nah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? So I definitely feel like in the NFL, the talent is spread a lot better. You know what I'm saying? It's spread out a lot more, and we're seeing it because if you look at KC should be undefeated, but they're not. You look at Baltimore, they should be undefeated, but they're not. You know what I'm saying? Buffalo still holding it down. They still there. Teams like the Eagles, you know what I mean? Just scratching by. You know what I'm saying? Getting dubs. But then you got teams like the Buccaneers who only lost to them by 5. And Baker's out here balling.
Baker's cooking up. He's Baker's
is
baking.
out here. He's out
Baker
here
is baking.
balling. So like the way that the NFL is looking right now, it's a peaceful place, bro.
Yeah.
It's crazy in all this chaos. There's so much peace right now because it's like I said, and like it's really a toss up, bro. Anybody could win it right now.
Yeah. And I don't know, and I'm gonna be real, man. the Primo Sports, just us doing this show is just making it even more like interesting. It's making me lock in even more, you know, like I'm really on it right now. I'm watching all the games. You know, I'm always on my red zone shit. It's the most exciting shit, you know, not to mention, you know, your boy gonna always put in some bets and shit. So you definitely wanna watch motherfuckers win some bread and all that, of course. But yeah, man, I'm excited for this shit. Primo Sports excited for you know what's going on next. You know, got a lot of things coming to y'all soon. Thank y'all for everything. You know, all the likes, all the views, man. Your boy figured out the thumbnail, so I'm thumbnailing this shit.
Bang, bang,
You
bang.
know what I'm saying? It's just gonna be more content. Just had to figure, you know, last week was just a little hiccup in the shit. You know, we still we want to put out every week. We not pause. We not trying to we not every 2 weeks. We want to do it every week. Eventually, to even when it's more than that, you know, like I would like to do. It's just schedule wise, we just can't really do it. But you know, eventually when things work out, you know, if this becomes full time, then we could be doing that shit almost on a daily
Yeah.
basis. You know.
Yeah, and then hopefully we can get it to the point to where we can get you more episodes a lot more frequently, through Zooms and all of that other stuff. But we're gonna make sure we do it proper for
Oh
y'all,
yeah,
man.
but hold up before we end this. Before we
Like we're gonna make sure we get this thing popping and just keep expanding the brand. And if y'all can just help by liking and subscribing, man, that's all we need. The likes and the subscribe so we can grow and get better, get bigger. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can always
How about
comment.
the motherfucking Yankees, though? Yes, sir. Yeah, we don't really be on the baseball and shit like that, but we got rid of them Red Sox that
Shit
night.
is
You
not.
feel
Yeah,
me?
Primo Sports, that was
Yo.
great. I gotta go disinfect that shit.
Yo, we
That
out
shit was
here.
nasty.
Banner 28
Oh
is
my
on the way.
gosh.
Banner
My nigga,
28 is on
my
the
nigga
way.
touched me with balls. He touched me
28
with that. That
on
shit
the
is
way.
disgusting.
Yeah.
Yo, y'all got disinfectant up in here,
Yeah.
bro? This
Alright, man. We out Primo Sports. I love y'all.
oh